So we'll chant Om 3 times, followed by the invocation shlokas. Inhale deeply. Om. Om. Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. So, uh, today we are, i- as we are covering chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita, we were looking at verses 38 and 39 in last session, right? So, where
39 and 40, yeah.
Oh, sorry, 39 and 40 is like we were looking at. And where Bhagwan started after talking a lot about like Atma Vidya and then um, uh, all of that, right? So then now he is talking about how do I develop this Sankhya Buddhi. So how do I develop Sankhya Buddhi means like how do I develop the Adhikaratva to experience this Sankhya philosophy. To experience the Sankhya, that is the Jiva Brahma Aikyata, okay, I need today, I even after I know everything, as in like, I have studied Bhagavad Gita multiple times, I have studied Upanishad several times, I understand the Jiva Brahma Aikyata is there, etc. But still, I I feel like I am, I mean, I progressed a little bit, but like, I did not experience the Jiva Brahma Aikyata. Why is it? Because I don't have adhikaratva. Adhikaratva means like, the proper qualifications are not there. Now, how do I build up those proper qualifications? He is introducing in a grand manner. And he's talking about like this buddhi is called as karma yoga buddhi. Okay. And this karma yoga buddhi, how it is done is that uh, in this particular model, okay, Nehabhikramana shosti pratyavayoyana vidyate. So in any worldly ritual that we perform, any worldly thing or any secular thing that we perform, okay, even in Vedas also, any karma kanda portion we perform, there are all things that are said to perform something, they had to be done in the all the steps have to be performed, they have to be performed in a particular sequence, and if there is an out of sequence, then you may not get a desired result. Okay, in fact it may fail. Okay, so especially like if it's in a labs or something like that, if something has to be added when it is at 100 degrees centigrade, and if you add it 150 degrees centigrade, it may blast or something like that, right? So, those kind of things, even in Vedas also, it says that if a mantra is chanted incorrectly, if a ritual is done somewhat incorrectly, if an ingredient is misused, then the result will be not necessarily pleasant one, or it would be different result. Okay. So, whereas in the model that in this particular path that Bhagwan is going to talk about, there is no such kind of a challenge. Okay, there is no such thing as a sequence. You do whenever you can, and you get result appropriate result. Okay, meaning the result is directly proportional to your effort. Okay, without any side effects. Okay. Similarly, pratyavaya is another one where if you are supposed to do something, okay, and not haven't done, then like a step missing or something like that, or incomplete, then you have a negative result. But that kind of pratyavaya dosha also is not there in karma yoga. Okay. And how much ever we perform, we are going to get result accordingly. So that is where we stopped. So today we'll see the next shloka. Okay, so uh, Chanji, do you want to repeat after me?
Okay, I will try.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, Chanji, is first I will break down each word just so you can understand where exactly the breaking is happening. And then I'm going to chant second time, and then that's when you are going to repeat after me. Okay, so the first word is Vyavasaya Atmika. Put together is Vyavasaya Atmika. Buddhirekeha, that is Buddhi Eka Iha becomes Buddhirekeha. Okay, when these three words are joined, Buddhi Eka Iha. Kurunandana, that's a single word. Bahu Shakha, okay. Hyanantascha, that is actually Hi Ananta Cha, that becomes Hyanantascha. Okay, Bahu Shakha Hyanantascha. Buddhayo Vyavasayinam. So that is Buddhayaha Vyavasayinam. Okay, so please repeat after me now. Vyavasayatmika buddhihi
Vyavasakyatamakya buddhi
ekeha kuru nandana
eke kurunandana
bahushaka hyanantascha
bahushaka hyanantasa
buddhayo vyavasayinam
buddhi yoga vinasayinam.
vyavasayinam. Okay, so here again, Bhagavan is addressing Arjuna as Kurunandana. Okay, so in the first line, the last word is Kurunandana. Kurunandana means one who belongs to Kuru dynasty, mean Kaurava dynasty, and Nandana also means one who brings joy. So that means that he is a delight to Kuru Vamsha. I mean, for example, Duryodhana is also belongs to Kuru Vamsha, but he when Kauravas, either the ancestors of uh, Duryodhana or the successors of Duryodhana, meaning like Arjuna's grandchildren or whoever, whenever they think about mm, Duryodhana, they think in a negative manner. Whenever they think about Pandavas, etc., they say that okay, these are the people who brought joy for our clan. Okay, so that is Hey Kurunandana. And here we say Iha means here. Here, as in the context is in this Karma Yoga. What happened is that Buddhihi means the intellect, but here it is inner comprehension. Okay, because if you mind, okay, has has two parts. Okay, it is said mind is twofold. One is called uh, uh, sankalpa. Okay, so sankalpa means, and so the sankalpa means mind has sankalpatmika buddhi. Sorry, sorry, uh, sankalpatmika manaha nischayatmika buddhi. That's what it is said. Okay, sankalpatmika manas means the mind is always doing Sankalpa and breaking it down. Okay, so Sankalpatmika and Sankalpa Vikalpa Atmika. Okay, so Sankalpa means what? It is taking a resolve. What is it saying? I am going to do this. Why is it that why is it saying that I'm going to do this? Because the result will bring me joy. Okay, I'm going to perform an action because the result is going to bring me joy. The idea that there is a joy, I will get a joy by acquiring an item, like an object, or winning over a person, or experiencing something. This is what we call as in Vedanta as Shobhana Adhyasa. Shobhana means happiness. Adhyasa means superimposition. So the idea is that when I buy that particular cake and eat it, it is going to bring me joy, the joy. Okay. So,
Sorry, sorry to interrupt. Bimalji is asking for password to enter. And also, I want to know which sloka is this.
oh, sorry. The shloka number is 40.
41.
41.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And
Chapter 2.
yeah. So now there is no, I mean, like the best thing is that actually like click on the link completely, and the password is already embedded in there.
That's what I sent him a link again just
Yeah.
to click, but he's saying it requires password.
So give me 1 second. Let me quickly check.
Think you have to send him the email link. That's the better way rather than the WhatsApp.
Show meeting invitation. Passcode is Gita, Geeta, in case if it is asking.
Okay, I will enter it.
Geeta.
So lower capital G or
Yeah. Capital G and Eeta. Okay.
capital G?
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Hinaji. I did not notice joining. Sorry. Okay.
No worries.
Thank you. Welcome back. So, Nischayatmika Buddhi, Sankalpa Vikalpatmika Manaha. So, now the idea is that there's a Shobhana Adhyasa. Shobhana means, oh, there is a joy. Okay, this brings this particular item or this particular object brings me joy is called the Shobhana. But as the students of Vedanta for a long time, you all know that the joy or pleasure is not in an outside object, but it is within us. But then what happened is that, like when I say that, okay, this particular object brings me joy, that means that I am superimposing the joy on that particular object. So the superimposition is called as adhyasa. So Shobhana adhyasa. Because of Shobhana adhyasa, I have a sankalpa that I want to do this because it is going to bring me joy. And sankalpa, so basically what is happening is that this sankalpa, that it is going to bring me joy, is leading me to what? Kama. Okay, kama means desire. And that desire is leading to the rest of the family. Kama doesn't come alone. Okay, kama meaning desire doesn't come alone. So there in again in Vedanta we say there are 6 enemies to us. Okay, so those enemies are together are called as Shat Ripu. Shat means 6, Ripu means enemy. 6 Ripu, 6 enemies Shat Ripu are Kama, desire. When desire is not fulfilled, I am unhappy, and in that from that unhappiness rises anger. That is what we call as Krodha. In case, okay, so that is if desire is not fulfilled. But if desire is fulfilled, then what happens? Am I happy and be quiet with that? No, I want more. Okay, so because now I have a bigger desire. Okay, so when I have a bigger desire, that is leading me to the third one, which is lobha, greed. Okay, and then now eventually my desire goes so big or so high that I will see that my desire is not fulfilled anymore. In that case, what happens? I start finding problems with my environment because of which I could not get that result. So that means that I was about to get, but somehow this person came in between, and because of him, I did not get the required result. So then what happens is this moha delusion comes, and then now other thing is that again, uh, in case if the desire comes again, I mean desire is fulfilled, right? There's another problem is that, look, I got this, and that kind of a pride comes. So that is what we call as mada. Okay, and if my desire is not fulfilled, what happens and says that maybe the desire is not fulfilled for me, but it is fulfilled for somebody else. In which case, I get annoyed at other people,
Jealous.
and then that is jealousy. So it is matsarya. So this sankalpa, the desire, which is kama, is leading to krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. Okay, and all of them are entering because of this sankalpa. Okay, sankalpa is in mind. Okay, so now we need to understand that, like this is a problem. Okay, the mind, in the mind, this impure mind has this problem, so we need to get rid of that. So how do we get rid of that? Is through buddhi. Okay, buddhi is nischayatmika buddhi. So that is like you need to come to a firm decision. What is it? Vyavasaya atmika. Now, vyavasaya means, did you guys hear the word vyavasaya before? What does it mean in your local languages? Vyavasaya means
Transaction.
transaction. Okay.
It's vyapar.
Huh?
It's like a vyapar of the business or transaction.
So vyavasaya has several meanings. One is that transaction. The other one is also means in our local language, vyavasaya means the farming is called vyavasaya.
What is called vyapsaya?
Farming.
Farming. Yeah, that's a business or keeping busy.
Yes. So the thing though is that vyavasaya is basically is having one basically what happens is in this farming, or if you look at the business or something like that, you need to have the base root of this vyavasaya is that you need to have strength. Okay, you need to have firm resolve about like what you are going to do, and then also you also need to have faith, especially like if you think about farming as vyavasaya. Okay, farming is not done as soon as I put some seeds in the soil. Okay, I had to till the land, I had to put the seeds, and then I had to wait for rain. I had to trust that Bhagwan is going to send the rain, and when the rain comes, I had to ensure that the uh, insects or like there are no nothing is eating these farms, right? Okay, no animals are harming the farm, and then when it grows again, I have to cut them in time and process like the grain in time, and then like again, like I had to pack it properly, I had to store it properly, I had to sell it properly. All of that is there, and at the end, only when I sell, that is when I get profit. For that profit that is going to come months later, which is not guaranteed at all, but I still have faith in Bhagwan, and I'm doing this, and every step of this way, right? I'm working hard for it. So it requires a lot of shraddha, faith, okay, and lot of single pointed attention, because a lot of things are to be done in proper manner. So here you need to have, we need to have this vyavasayatmika buddhi. Vyavasayatmika means that strong resolve is what is being indicated, that we need to have vyavasayatmika buddhi. And then there are also eka buddhi means only one. What is this eka buddhi? Eka buddhi only one means we referred to in our previous sessions. There was we always refer to this shreyas versus prayers, shreyas versus prayers. Okay, so that buddhi should be the shreyo buddhi. Okay, so the buddhi is it has to be, I am doing it for Bhagwan alone. This kind of a thought must be there. Okay, in this world belongs to Lord. Okay, this body belongs to Lord, this mind belongs to Lord. So whatever here I am, I think I am, okay, is nothing but an instrument of the Lord. Okay, so this kind of a thought will keep this kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, etc. away from me. Okay, so this vyavasayatmika buddhi is most important. Okay, so this is what like now why? Because what happens is that the second sentence, okay, it says bahushaka hi anantasya buddhayo avyavasayinam. So now what it is saying is that avyavasayinam, meaning in case if there is no firm faith, then buddhi, what happens? It goes through in many ways. So buddhayaha bahushakahi. And how many bahushakas means it can go into various ways. How many ways it can go? He anantascha. Anantascha means infinite ways. Okay, so that means that mind can go into the world in different ways. Okay. So when I don't have concentration, the mind can jump from anywhere to anywhere and I will lose focus on what I am doing. That is in a simple way. Now, also from a Shreyas versus Praise perspective, think about it. How many ways you can do a thing in a day-to-day life perfectly? There's only one way. How many ways we can do it imperfectly? Hundreds and thousands of ways we can do things imperfectly where things can fail, right? So the perfection, Shreyo Marga, is only one. Preyo Marga will lead to many alternatives. Okay. And when there is a Preyo Marga is there, when mind is jumping from one branch to another branch, and like because like when we have this many branches, it is not like okay, we are holding on to one branch and going in the same way either, right? We are jumping, the mind is jumping from one branch to another. Oh, what if I can do this way? Okay, so wait. Okay, something is not wrong. I don't know what I did wrong. So let me try this. Like this, right? Okay, so the mind is jumping from one to another to another to another. In that case, what happens is that this mind becomes agitated, disturbed. There is no more single focused mind. So if the mind is not on God, then the mind is on pleasures. God is one, pleasures are many. And as the mind is hankering for worldly pleasures, it keeps on jumping from one to another and there is no control to it. So the goal is that what Bhagavan is saying is have a single thought that everything that I'm going to do is for the Lord, and because I am doing everything for the Lord, okay, I just need to focus there. Why is it important, this Vyavasayatmika Buddhi? Is because right now my mind has sakama. Sakama means it is full of desires. And all my actions have inbuilt desire in them, and I'm performing actions only because of the desires in my heart. Okay, so that means what? My mind is filled with rajas. Okay, now to move my mind from rajas to sattva, the transformation is going to become very difficult. Okay, and now usually what happens is that my path, my desire-oriented path looks very attractive to my mind, okay? But for me to hold on to and come to Sattvika mindset where there is no more agitation in mind, I need a support. That support system is Bhagavan. So we are holding on to Bhagavan and we are trying to do the Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, meaning like get to that status of state of Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, which means that trying to have one single thought in my heart all the time that I am going to do this for Bhagavan. Okay, so this is a thought that must be there. So that is what he is referring to. Why is it so? So we said like, and we said that there is the one way of doing right, and there are hundreds or millions of ways of doing it wrong. Okay, so how can this Bahushaka can work out? That is described in next set of 3 shlokas. So this we will read all these 3 shlokas together. Okay, and I'll explain to you why we are covering these three shlokas together after we chant. Okay. So what we will do is that Atulji, maybe you can repeat the next shloka after me, and maybe Hinaji, do you have a textbook? Gita textbook? Okay. So then probably Hinaji can read 43 and Bimalji can read 44. Bimalji, do you have a Gita textbook with you? Okay, chapter 2. Okay, so you can repeat 44 after me. Okay, so we will read all these three shlokas together and then go into the meaning, because they're all those three are connected. Okay. So 42, Atulji, I'm going to break down the words. Yam imam, meaning yam, imam becomes yam imam. Pushpitam, vacham, pravadantya, pravadantya vipaschitaha. So that is two words are there. Pravadanti, avipaschitaha. Okay. Pravadanti, avipaschitaha becomes pravadantya vipaschitaha. Okay. Then Veda Vadarataha, that is Veda Vadarataha, Partha Nanyadasti iti. So that is Na Anyat Asti iti becomes Nanyadasti iti Vadinaha. Okay. So we'll chant together. Repeat after me. Yami Mam Pushpitam Vacham
Yamimam pushpitam vacham
Pravadantya Vipaschitaha
pravadantya vipaschitaha
Vedavadarataah Partha
vedavad vedavadarata partha
Nanyadasti iti Vadinaha.
nandastiti vadinaha.
So just as an FYI, okay, this is for your information, right? So in Sanskritam, there is no sound like fa, okay? In Hindi, we say pa, fa sometimes, right? Whereas in
Yes.
Sanskritam, it is pa, pa only. However, if pa comes immediately followed by a visarga, it becomes fa. Okay, so here you see the Veda Vadarataha Partha. So when we chant that will be chanted as Veda Vadarataah Partha. That oof Partha comes. Okay, so just as an FYI. Okay. Then next sloka, Hinaji, you are going to
So
repeat,
P
right?
becomes a
Sorry, Atulji, you had something to say?
so P almost sounds like an F.
Yes, F followed by P.
Okay.
Veda Vadara. It is not Partha, it is Veda Vadarataaf Partha. Like it is an off Partha kind of a thing. In English, if you say,
Oh, so I see.
okay, so that kind of a sound. Okay, Veda Vadarataaf Partha. Okay, it is more just like an FYI. Okay.
Thank you.
Then, so the next shloka is Kama Atmanaha. So that is Kama Atmanaha becomes Kama Atmanaha Swarga Para Janma Karma Phala Pradam. It is actually Janma Karma Phala Pradam. Kriya Vishesha Bahulam. Again, it is like simple. Kriya Vishesha Bahulam. Bhoga Aishwarya Gatim. Bhoga Aishwarya Gatim. Three words are there in there. Bhoga Aishwarya Gatim. Bhoga Aishwarya Gatim Prati. Okay. Kamatmanah Swargapara.
कामात्मानः स्वर्गपरा
Janma Karma Phala Pradam.
जन्मकर्म फलप्रदाम्
Kriya Vishesha Bahulam.
क्रिया विशेष बहुलाम्
Bhogaishwarya Gatim Prati.
भोगैश्वर्य गतिं प्रति.
So then verse number 44 is Bimalji, you are going to repeat after me, right? So let me break down the words. Bhoga, Aishwarya, Prasaktanam. Together they become Bhoga, Aishwarya, Prasaktanam. Taya Pahyuta Chetasam. That is Taya Apahyuta Chetasam. Taya Pahyata Chetasam. Okay. Then Vyavasaya Atmika becomes Vyavasaya Atmika. Buddhi Samadhau Na Vidhiyate. Okay. So please repeat after me. भोगैश्वर्यप्रसक्तानां
भोगैश्वर्यप्रसक्तानां
तयापह्यतचेतसां
तया पर्यतचेतसां
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः
समाधौ न विधीयते.
समाधौ न विधीयते.
So now why we read these three together is that, sometimes we call, we use the term triputi. You're familiar with this word? Did you hear this word triputi before? Okay. So when there are two things, then there is a triputi, meaning I as a subject, then there is an object, and the relationship between me and that object. Okay. So if I say, let's say there's an apple and me, okay. My experience with apple is what? Okay. I'm seeing the apple or I'm eating an apple. Okay. Something like, right? So either like I'm seeing apple or I'm eating apple. So in this case, I am the subject, the apple is the object, and my experience related to this apple, whether seeing or eating, that is a verb, right? In a simple English way, English language, we say subject, object, verb. Okay. So in the same way here, this triputi is there between these three shlokas. So in the verse 42, what happened is that all the subject is described. The different adjectives or different terms for the subject is given. Okay. And 43, all the objects were given. Okay. And then 44, the relationship between that subjects and objects are given. Okay. So that's why we kind of chant all these three together to understand. Okay. So for example, if you carefully look at these verses 42 and 43, there are some subject words. Vipaschitaha, Vedavadarataha, na anyat is, na anyat asti iti vadinaha, kamatmanaha, swargaparaha. So these are all referring to the subject, meaning the people. Okay. And the objects is yam, imam, pushpitam, vacham, janma karma phala pradam, kriya visheshena bahulam, bhogaishwarya gatim. Okay, so those are all the some of the examples of these objects. And then verb is pravadanti. Okay, pravadanti, we will again look at the relationship between them. Okay, so just so you're familiar with this. Okay, so do you have any questions before we get into the meaning of the shlokas? Okay, so let us say, so here now what is happening? Okay, so why are we reading these three shlokas? What was said in the earlier shloka was Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha purunandana. Okay, so one thought should be there. If it is not, bahushaka hi anantascha. So how is this bahushaka anantascha? How is this like going in different directions is what is described in these three shlokas. Now, the one who has eka vyavasayatmika buddhi, ekeha vyavasayatmika buddhi, his mind is strong. When the mind is going in 100 different directions, automatically the mind is weak. When the mind is weak, would the mind accept that I am weak? No, 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 it doesn't accept. Rather, it makes an argument about why it is right. Okay. So here Vedavada Rataha, here Vada is not referring to argument, but statements. Okay. So now one who delights in Vedavada, okay, meaning Vedavakyas. Okay. So that means that, oh, whatever is said is whatever statements that is attractive to me, I pick them up. Okay. So these statements that are attractive, these statements are Arthavada, meaning they are giving some worldly divine pleasures. Okay, so these Vedavadas talk about karma, karma phala, karma sadhana, etc. And so this Vedavada Ratha sees the purpose of Vedas to gain some worldly divine pleasures. What does it mean is, in Vedas, as you all know, there is karma kanda, then there's upasana kanda also, of course, and jnana kanda. Sometimes karma and upasana are clubbed together. Okay. So in karma kanda, what it is saying, hey, if you want to go to heaven, there's a particular method. Okay. So this is the ritual you need to perform. Okay. If you want to have kids, there's a particular method. This is the ritual you need to perform, like putra kameshti yajna. Okay. So like that, pretty much for every possible dharmic desire, there is a solution in Vedas. Okay. And how many possible worldly desires could be there? So many possibilities. So that's why, like, Vedas, 80% of Vedas, I mean, 80% I'm saying is like, as a just word of mouth. Okay. It's not exactly 80%, right? Majority of Vedas is completely written regarding karma kanda alone, takes majority of the Vedas. Now, when you are tired of doing this way, that way, etc., and you made a firm resolve that, okay, not anymore. I want to focus on Bhagwan and get there alone. How many paths are possible to get to Bhagwan and get to liberation? Only one path. When that is one path, how much description can you give? So the amount of pages that are dedicated to this moksha marga, this jnana path, the Upanishads, are very, very small portion of Vedas. Now, but me, because of my weak mind, I want to get and delve into these desire fulfillment aspects of the Vedas. So it is something like this, right? So whether even if not for Vedas, wherever, right? So even if you see in Sanskritam, I'll give it two simple subhashitas, okay? Alasya amritam visham, nidanam pradhanam, okay? So nidanam pradhanam means what? Slow and steady, it wins the race. Alasya amritam visham means what? When it is, if you delay, even amrita becomes poison, right? So which one to pick? Which one would you pick?
Slow and steady.
Okay, so no, you pick based upon the context. Okay, you should pick based upon the context. But now, if I am in a tamasic mode, even when it is urgent, what would I pick? Nidanam pradhanam. If I am in agitated mode, okay, I am like itching to do something, then what happens? Even when I have to wait, I'll pick alasya amritam visham. Meaning, we pick and choose based upon our state of mind as opposed to what is there. Okay. So, and then, so this is why we are picking this way or incorrect way is simple. Is because it depends upon our state of mind. So here, again, when I don't have proper state of mind, I am holding on to or grasping to some information, some argument, some thought process, some statement that is in alignment with my pre-made decision, and I'm saying that that's why I want to do this. Okay, it is like probably like if you want to put it in the current day environment, right? As a Republican, I'll only watch Fox News, no CNN for me, no NPR for me. As a Democrat, I'll only listen to NPR and no Newsmax for me. Okay, so what happened is that my likes and dislikes, I already have a like or dislike, and based on that like, I am holding on to something, and then I reject the other one simply because my mind is preset, not because whether it is right or wrong. Okay, so this is what Vedavada Gataha. Okay, and so this is one form of the mind going in different directions based on how my mind, what my mind wants. Okay, and here na anyat asti iti vadinaha. So sometimes what happens is that there na anyat asti, there's nothing other than this. Okay, this kind of a thought is there. Okay, so now this kind of a thought, what happens is that simply, if I want to say in a worldly perspective, right? Who knows if there's God or not? If I die without enjoying this, I can never enjoy. So let me enjoy. And okay, if what Vedas are saying is right, let us say, okay, I don't know if it is right or wrong, who knows? Okay, Vedas say that there is a rebirth. Next birth, better luck. Okay, so, or even the pure materialistic perspective, okay, so there is no, after this body is done, okay, who cares? There's nothing, okay, so enjoy as much as you can, right? So that is a Charvakavada, okay? So these kind of thoughts also will come to us when our desire is high, and then our attachment to the result is high, and it is not necessarily the right path to take. Okay, I want to get to a particular thing, but I know it is not dharmic. That is when the mind is going to say, na anyat asti iti vadinaha. Okay, so that is when I jump into this kind of a thought process. Okay, and why? Because mind is weak. Okay, and these kind of guys, what is it? This is vipaschitaha. So vipaschitaha means mind is somewhat strong. Avipaschitaha means the mind is weak. Okay, why? Because there's nothing else. This mind is overpowered with that desire. When the mind is overpowered with desire, intellect has no ability to control it. If you all are familiar with Radha, right? The description of Radha, that is, for 5 horses, for 5 Indriyas, and the reins is the mind, and the charioteer is the intellect, etc. And when these Indriyas become so strong, when those horses are untamed and they are rushing forward, and if the charioteer is weak, he loses control on the chariot. Okay, so in the same way, when the mind is overpowered with the karma, okay, intellect becomes weak, and even if I heard something like Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, okay, Satchidananda Swarupa, all of those things I heard, okay, okay, I'll take care of it later, okay, or okay. Oh, that is only, like at the time of meditation, I will have that. Okay, so that way it is to clean, but it is not necessarily for right now. Okay, I understand that. Okay, so okay, right now, a simple thing, right? Satyam Jnana Anantam Brahma, we all know. Okay, but then what happens is that we all know, like, again, life begins, and I mean, like, the physical body takes birth and dies, etc. But when something happens in our family, we cannot bear it. Okay, so this knowledge is not going to, I mean, it may help to a certain extent, but it is not helping, like, where, like, I can come over grief right away when someone, like, near and dear person passes away or something like that. Why? Again, the mind is not strong. Okay, I mean, the intellect is not strong. So that is avipaschitaha. Okay, and then now what the other thing is that yam imam pushpitam vachaha. So yam imam pushpitam vachaha means now the mind is searching for, okay, it is pushpitam vachaha means beautiful words, the words that gives me comfort. Okay, the words that give me comfort, okay, are many. These flowery words means what? Flowery words, in flower, there is no fruit. Okay, flower is prior to fruit, hence In flower, there are no seeds. Okay, so that means that it is not going to give any results for us, first of all. Okay, this Pushpitam Vacham means these words are useless words, and that's one way to look at. Okay, these useless words, as in like the but okay, which aren't going to give us any concrete results, but we are going to hold on to it because they soothe us, they give us some kind of a comfort. And here the comfort based words, what we are talking about is, I am in this pickle. Okay, I need to talk to Chanji about it. Chanji is very objective person and he's very learned person, but the advice that he's going to give is good for me, but it is not. It is probably the advice. I may not like the advice that he gives, because he may say that, stupid Venkat, you are doing something wrong. You should stop doing that. Okay, only by that way you need to do. Okay, so I kind of know, because I'm already doing wrong, and I know that if I go to Chanji, I know what Chanji is going to say. So I find someone else. Okay. Not Atulji. Atulji is also very good person. Okay. Okay, why not Atulji? Okay. But Atulji likes Venkat, and because he's liking for Venkat, he will say, oh, Venkat, you did not do anything wrong. That is fine. You should go ahead and do this. Okay. So just enjoy whatever you feel like, do it. So what happens is that, who am I going to take advice from? Chanji or Atulji? Right? So now what happens is that the mind is going to those places where it finds some kind of a comfort and in alignment with the decision I already made. Okay, and the decision meaning like the direction that I want to go to, and then I'm going to take that and I'm going to use it as my support system. Okay, so now this is how we feel like, oh, okay, so these are the words that Atulji said that I can do it. Atulji said it is right, that's all. Yeah, Chanji, of course, he'll also tell the truth, but I haven't approached him. Okay, did you check with Chanji? No, I don't need to check with Chanji. I already checked with Atulji, and I already got the second opinion. I'm all good. Okay, so this is how the mind operates. Why? Because mind is again weak, and because of that, it is taking through again like Bahushaka hi Anantascha, right? So it is going through different ways, going away from truth. Okay, and then from the Vedas perspective, Pravadanti Svarga Para. So in the Vedas, what happens is that if you actually, like which Upanishad it is, Mundakopanishad. Okay, in Mundakopanishad, we studied Mundakopanishad a while ago. Okay, I don't know how much you recall, but it says that in Mundakopanishad, I'll just remind you quickly, right? So what happens is that this student goes to the teacher and says that I want to learn about the essential truth. So he gives the essential truth in one line, I mean like one mantra, saying that everything that is said in all the Vedas is not truth. Okay. There is a Paravidya and Aparavidya. Everything that is said in everywhere is Paravidya. I mean like a lower Vidya only. The higher Vidya is different from this. That's what he says. And then he says that, okay, so if you want to go to Swarga, okay, this is the Veda, this is the truth, this is final. And then he gives the entire way of doing a particular yajna, right? Okay, there is Kali, Karali, etc. Like there are 7 types of fires and where to put oil, ghee, not oil, sorry, ghee, etc. and all of that. And then and then that has to be done at the right time, on the right day, in the right month, the right season, all of that. Okay, using the right ingredients, and you should be adhikari, and then all the mantras have to be chanted correctly. And there are like mantras are not just chanted by you, but there are at least 5 Brahmins are there, like Veda Panditas are there, one representing from 4 different Vedas, 4 people, and the fifth one is called Brahma. So that is the person who is like an orchestrator, who is actually telling like which mantra is to be chanted when, etc. And if you go anything anywhere in a minor mistake also, the whole thing will be failing. But at the end, you go to Swarga, and this is final, and that thus ends that particular chapter. Now, what happens is if the student's mind is happy with it, okay, he's done. Okay, I'm done. I'm good. Bye bye, teacher. And then he goes and he sees that Swarga is para, meaning Swarga is there's nothing beyond heaven. Okay, I want to enjoy that. But then there are students who says, "Oh, teacher, I heard all about that. Okay, I'm not interested in Swarga. I want like really higher." That is when, okay, so now you are qualified. So let me open the real book and tell you what is the thing. And then that's when Atma Jnana starts. Okay. You see the same thing in Kathopanishad also, where we studied Kathopanishad also, right? So Nachiketa, when he goes to Yama,
Yama.
okay, he's trying to give him infinite
Bones.
lifetime and land, etc. The both worldly pleasures as well as Swarga-based pleasures, like all these women, like celestial women, etc. And he says, like, I don't want any of those. Okay, tell me if you know something, tell me. Okay, which is the real Atma Vidya. That's when the Yama starts giving him the actual Atma Vidya. But now, what happens is that, hey, Nachiketa, look at these beautiful women. Okay, the celestial women, they can be yours. Hey, Nachiketa, look at these celestial vehicles. These can be yours. Nachiketa, think about like you can live as long as you want. That can be yours. So what happened is that when you see all of those, they say, oh yeah, that is what like I want. And you can hold on to that, right? So this idea, this thought is what we call as Swarga para pravadanti. So for people, Swarga is final. Okay. Oh, this is what like is enough. Nothing else is needed. So that kind of a thought process also comes in because why? Not because I am stupid, but because I know this Atma Vidya is like challenging process. And, sometimes when you join the school or class, right? Let us say, I mean, you need to take MCAT exam. Okay. I'm giving an example of MCAT exam. MCAT is the entrance for medicine, I think, right?
Yeah.
So what happens is that if you get a score of, I don't recall the scores, okay, like out of 1,000, if you get like over 900 out of 1,000, you can become doctor. Okay, so you join the, I mean, like you start preparing for this MCAT to become a doctor. Then your mind is weak. So what does it say? You know what? I can probably get 700. Okay, I may not get up to 900. I may get 700. Oh, 700. I can become what is it? Okay. I'm just making up. Okay, it may not be that way, right? Okay, I can become a physiotherapist or podiatrist or whatever, right? So then what happens? Oh, I'll stick with this podiatrist. Oh, I don't want to become doctor anymore. I just want to become a physiotherapist. Okay. So like that, what happens is that our mind automatically says that this is final for me. This is good enough for me. That kind of a thought comes in our mind. So again, why? Because mind is not strong enough. Okay. So that way, what happens is that here, Swarga para pravadanti. Okay, this Swarga alone is enough for me. Okay, so this is way better than other people. Okay, I don't really care about moksha. So that kind of a thought also comes. And then bhoga aishwarya gatim prati kamatmanaha. So then in Swarga also I get bhoga. In Swarga also bhoga means pleasures. Okay, Aishwarya means wealth. In Swarga also I can get Bhoga Aishwarya. Here also I can get maybe even on Bhoga Aishwarya I can get on in this world also, right? In this current life itself. Okay, and this is how what happens is that filled with this desire, Kama Atmana, because the mind is weak because desire, because of the Kama is in my mind, I start looking for simpler, not simpler things. Okay.
Easy.
Over quality things. Okay. And
I think the bottom line is that there is two things, whether we are looking for material pleasures or spiritual pleasures. I think as you elaborated so much, the mind is more focused on the immediate material pleasures. That's how our mind has been programmed.
Yes.
And as you said, we have a set of defense systems in our mind, psychologically speaking, which we have evolved over a period of time. And we use a lot of those defenses to protect ourselves.
Mhm.
And many of them are not right.
Mhm.
And we know that. But we still repeat the same thing because to keep ourselves safe, we feel safe or protected as long as we use those systems. And once we become more and more open minded, we are able to see, oh my God, this is not right. What am I doing?
Mhm.
And the higher intellect takes over. The
Mhm.
mind starts to get more controllable, but as the intellect becomes more in power and it takes control, I think our direction changes. And by studying what we are studying now, the main thing is how to redirect our thought process towards the higher objective, which is Brahman, and how to create that sense of connection rather than the immediate material pleasures that we are more used to, because that is easy, that is simple, but at the end of the day, it gives us more pain
Mhm.
and suffering and the birth and death and the whole cycle repeats. I have to go, so I'm sorry. We'll have to
Okay, yeah.
conclude.
So we will just conclude this particular like a 42nd, 43rd. And then,
Go ahead.
so here, what happened is that there's another couple of phrases that we want to elaborate is Kriya Vishesha Bahulam. So what happens is that because the mind is weak, we are trying to do various types of karmas. Kriya Vishesha Bahulam means so many karmas. Okay, and now there's nothing wrong with this. I mean, like it's not like okay, there's nothing wrong or there's nothing right, but they all have consequences. Actions have consequences. So there is no such thing as punishment and reward system in Hindu thought. It is more like you do the right thing, you get right result. If you do the wrong thing, you get the wrong result. That's all. Like okay, so your action determines what kind of result you get. Okay, so what is the result you get out of this is Janma Karma Phala Pradam. So it means that here Janma and karma phala. Okay, so you get more janmas, you get more karma phalas because we are performing more karmas. So we are getting more karma phala. So that means that we get stuck in eternal samsara without coming out. So as long as the mind is weak, it is jumping across everywhere. So the impact is for various reasons, right? We have seen all these various reasons, and because of all these various reasons, as it is jumping across all of these, right? So it is the result is that it is stuck in samsara. Okay, so the only way to get out of the samsara is make our buddhi strong. Okay, so how is that done, etc. We will discuss in next Thursday. So I'll pause here to see if there are any questions or any thoughts.
Gonna have to digest this a little more, but I think it's kind of coming together.
Sorry, Atulji, I did not understand.
Because I'm gonna have to digest this thing a little bit further. There's a
Okay.
lot going on in here, yes.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So again, if there are no other inputs, so maybe we can close now. And then we will meet next Thursday. So we are going to meet every Thursday at least until mid-May. So that way, like we will catch up a little bit for my future absence towards the end of May and early June. So okay, so
Thank you.
we'll close.
Thank you. Oh.
Oh. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sri Guru Namaha Harihi Om
Hari Om.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. See you next
Ninaji,
week.